everyone. Welcome to my home in Florida. I thought I'd share some things with you that inspire me to become a better formulator. It takes a lot of traveling and a lot of time, but this past summer, thanks to my sister Lynn and our adventures, we found a fabulous chest. Louis Vuitton recently bought a company in Grasse, France, and in the villa, there were some things in the closets and things that they didn't want in the furniture. And we found these actually at an estate appraiser's office. I was at the mayor's office in Grasse discussing some business relations with him. And I had a text from my sister if I had seen this chest. I said, yes, I did. And I left the meeting. I went straight to this little antique store. Well, it had estates, antiques, it was a mixture. And I walked as fast as I can. Of course, it's always 100 degrees in July when you're in France. So now this chest had a secret compartment. So I looked at it, I saw the oils. These oils are over 200 years old and they smell better the older they get. That's how oils work, because sometimes you're buying products and they have an expiration date and they do expire. But a lot of that has to do how it's farmed or how it's made. The scents are better like wine. The older they get, the better the scent. A lot of it has to do how it's grown. And scents are always something I have to search my memory for, so I have to search to find these scents. Inside of this chest, something I found really interesting as we were looking at it, was a secret compartment. Now, I'm sure when Louis Vuitton bought the villa, they didn't know something like this was going to be in the house. So anyway, it's sold, and this estate appraiser wanted to sell this. And these are original recipes that are hundreds of years old. Every one of these recipes recommends damp skin or floral water or water on your skin. There it's all going to be mountain water. But these are recipes, and I use these recipes when I formulate. So this is something that I hope inspires you to stop by the farmer's market to come see me. And it inspires me to be a better formulator, so I'm going to show you what I do. Every one of these bottles represents a different flower. Some are leaves, some are roots, but mostly flowers in the area. Imagine yourself in a huge farm or a huge greenery and there's no escaping. No matter where you go, there's donkey paths and small farms. That's how we like to work. Our farm's over 250 years old, and it was started by a donkey path, a donkey looking for olives and water. So what happens is they go up into the mountains, they start these little paths, and people start building off the little roads. Now, big machines and large cars can't get up the road. So what happens is everything has to be cut by hand, and we use old-fashioned stills. That's part of the reason why oils that are made that way last hundreds of years and actually smell better. The rose oil in this is a Rose centifolia from the Grasse area, and for some reason that flower only seems to do great in that area. There's over 400 nutrients in the petals. Those petals are 100 petals per rose, and I snap the rose. I don't cut the rose, I snap the rose. You can watch my other YouTubes what we do in the rose fields. But I wanted to share with you how we work. When we find a scent, you have to have an image. So I remember what the flower looks like. I know that if it's a thick flower or a thin flower, how many petals are on it. And just common sense makes you realize what you can blend together. We extract them from what they call an old-fashioned still. Some people go to extraction factories, but I like my products from old-fashioned stills. And the only way you can do this is by hand. So that's why when you're smelling my products, water first, see when I make mistakes, you always have to dampen your skin, because you don't want to have water on your face and just let it dry. You should always apply something afterwards, unless it's oily and you're having a hot, sweaty day, or above the line. Because a lot of you ask, oh, the smells are unbelievable. That's because they're real flowers and they're not from extraction factories. I use European bottles. By the way, when I bring back the ingredients, they're going to be in aluminum or glass. Everything's shipped back in aluminum or glass, or I bring it in my own suitcase. You have to press the main vein here when you use my products, because you want to get the vitamin in the blood, and then the blood circulates, and the more the blood circulates, you start producing oxygen. That's why brown spots start to diminish. That's why your cheeks start to lift up a little bit, which helps all the soft lines here. So again, more water, and I use floral waters, which, by the way, if you're at the farmer's market, ask me for my floral waters. I don't have them on the website. I don't have them out on the tables, but I keep them in the back. So you can always ask me for fresh floral waters. And these waters come from the steam from the stills, right out of the coil. If you look at my Instagram, you'll see the pictures. So this company, La Fontaine, is the first fountain of floral water in the world. And the villa has a little stamp like this to authenticate everything. And this is the original stamp of the company that Louis Vuitton bought. This is the chemistry set that they started with, and this is their stamp to authenticate everything. And yet these products, these oils and this stamp were available. So I thought, how great to have it in a museum one day. I'll probably donate it back one day to Grasse, but for now it's here and I share it with my customers. I like to teach them why my products work so well. Just remember, something really, really great in skincare is going to last you much longer than normal year or 2 year expiration dates. And when I make all products, packages are always better than the 4-pack. And then also something else I use is in between smelling the scent of what I'm going to mix together, I smell coffee beans. I always keep this around every time I smell something because you want to check the scent as well as the chemical analysis. I read chemical analysis of plants. Some of you know I graduated the Grasse Institute. We analyzed over 500 raw ingredients. It's good to smell coffee beans in between. So all of our products, whether it's a floral water, cleansing, products for brown spots, lines, or wrinkles, our pain remedy, we do have a pain remedy, you just have to ask me for it. And this scent is amazing because the eucalyptus is grown near the helichrysum in Corsica. Most people get their eucalyptus from Australia, but the eucalyptus from Corsica is it's intoxicating. All the flowers in that area are really, really intoxicating, and I'm lucky to travel and do this, and I can only do this if I travel less. So my sister Lynn helps me a lot because she's great driving, she's great with directions, and she's my go-to person. If I'm trying to decide if I should do something or not do something, she usually says, yes, let's go get this, or you need to have that. And she helped me a lot. And when you walk into our farm and you open the door and you walk, it's all surrounded by a stone wall, and you walk through the wooden door and you look out, you feel like you're in a story tale. And that's what this whole area is like. These aren't parts where the tourists go because you have to walk, you have to hike. For instance, when I went to school, there was no room for a car, so I had to walk to school and walk home. You have to hike. And many of the farms are happy to see you because they don't see a lot of people. So I can either barter with the products that I have, with the ingredients that we distillate, or I can buy products from them. Either way, I want you to know that your products come from small farms that were started by a donkey pass. And the flowers are the finest in the world because we have no pesticides, no herbicides, fresh mountain water, sea air, clear, beautiful sky ice, and just the donkeys were also, by the way, bring all the flowers down for us. We also milk donkeys. There are 2 farms in France that have fresh donkey milk, and we use the helichrysum products, the helichrysum flowers in our soaps and in our skincare. So thank you for tuning in. You know my videos aren't that professional, but I really wanted to share with you the history of this chest. And one more thing, every one of these recipes calls for plenty of hydration. So whenever you're applying any of my products, make sure you dampen your skin before you apply any of the products. Creams, moisturizers, the roll-on oils with the helichrysum in it, lots and lots of water because you're hydrating your skin. But it's kind of like you get chapped lips, you know what, if you lick your lips too much when you're in cold weather because you didn't put anything on over it. So that's why balms are important. We'll talk about that in another video, but every one of these talks about hydrating your face before you're putting things on. And if you have oily skin, I don't wear makeup. I wear a little eye makeup, but no face makeup. But for those of you who feel like you need to wear makeup, I hope you come see me because your goal is not to have to wear makeup. You want baby clean skin. So if you are wearing makeup and you have oily skin, just use a little water and pat it down because it'll help it blend and get more of a matte finish so your skin doesn't look oily. So you can stop at the farmer's market, you can sample our products, and I appreciate you tuning in. you.